Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Kevin Miller. I'm back. You know, it's the 17th of July, 2017. And I just got a real quick video for you. It's about this alleged R. Kelly holding these women hostage story. Well, supposedly, R. Kelly, he's holding a few women hostage, supposedly against their will, according to the family. Now, what happened, according to the story, is that like one family member, they let their daughter, who was 19 years old, travel with R. Kelly in the hopes that he would boost her music career. Now, you know, it says in this article from XXL magazine, they've heard the past accusations about the singer, and you know, his stories are well publicized. Like, it's well known that, you know, he likes to deal with young women. So,
Man, what's up? This is Avi. Let me just say something, bro. You know, people don't change, man. They just
Right.
get better at doing things, man. You know, I'm seeing the man had quite a few counts, man. You know, fighting that stuff off in court, he won. But that's a lot of counts, bro.
yeah.
That is a lot of counts.
I mean, he was known for doing this stuff. Like in Chicago, he's known for getting at young women. Like even his own brother said it. And you know, back you remember when he was caught on tape, you know, peeing on a 14-year-old girl.
Oh, it's on video. We can look up the video right now. There's evidence.
Yeah, I don't want to see that video.
I don't either, but
but it's
but
there.
it's out there, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's just really surprising. Well, it's not surprising to me because you know the justice system ain't really just. So he got off even though he's on video doing the crime.
Yeah, man. The justice system, just like any other system, it's all about money. You know,
Right.
if you got money, man, you can fight it.
Exactly. Yeah. But you know the thing is to me like how dirty you have to be to do something like that and then try to pin it on your brother.
Man, let me tell you something. That's some of the, dang, bro. When I found that out, I couldn't believe it. Your brother? You gonna pin that on your brother?
Right.
Dang, bro, that's dirty. That's family, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Man. So you know if he's capable of that, he tried to marry Leah at 15. So you can't never really tell what these celebrities are doing. So in some way, I think this story has some sort of credibility.
Right. Right, man. I mean, look. Maybe these young women, maybe not. They're not being held against their will, but
Right.
you know, man. It just stinks. You know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's where these women are these women like, are they saying anything or anything like that? I mean.
Yeah, well, it says that 19-year-old, the family sent her to R. Kelly to like try to boost her career.
Okay, so so what? The parents are they're complaining. What?
Yeah, they say it's like he's running a cult or something, and
What?
he's holding those women against their will.
He's probably doing like rituals and shit, or I don't know. You said a cult?
Well, it says that the family thinks he's running a cult.
Dang, that's kind of crazy, man.
Right.
Ain't no telling what's going on behind the closed doors.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the same dude that was dressed around in a Pied Piper mask, you know, singing these songs. You remember the story of the Pied Piper?
Like, oh yeah, that's not a good story.
That was a story of where, you know, this town had all these rats, I believe, and in order to kill the rats, he would play like his music, and the rats would like follow him to like the river.
Yeah,
and,
he would play like a flute or something, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And you know the rats would end up drowning or whatever.
Mhm.
And you know once he cleared out the rats, he asked for payment, and I think the town wouldn't pay him. So what he did was he played the flute and led like their children to their death. You know.
Whoa, really?
That's how he exacted revenge.
So he put on a mask that represented that Piper guy?
He called himself the Pied Piper of R&B.
Oh, damn.
So
That's
how
a little
fitting
strange,
is that?
man. Yeah,
Right.
man. Wow. Yeah, there's gotta be a little truth to this story, man.
Yeah, I think
I mean, look, remember when like Aaliyah, I think he was with Aaliyah, man, when she was only like 15.
yeah, he tried to marry her when she was like 15, man. Like he tried to marry her.
Damn. I mean,
Like, but what's sick about it is like, you know, the parents are all mad at him, but how do you give your daughter up to a dude that's known for that? They said that they've heard the stories, you know?
yeah, bro. Nah, man, you can't be throwing your children off into the fire like that, man.
Like if you knew this dude, if you knew somebody had a reputation for like pedophilia, messing with young people, why would you send your daughter, your son over there, etc.? Like you know, like the Michael Jackson stories. Like, okay, the first person I can understand because he didn't have a reputation and nobody knew about it. So the first person that got caught up with that, that's understandable. But once these news stories get out and you know, like somebody has a reputation for doing this and that, why would you send your kids over there knowing that?
Yeah, man. Makes no sense, man. I mean, like I said, man. This guy's past, his history is tainted, man. You know, you just can't trust somebody like that. You know, like I said, people just get better at doing the things that they do. People don't really change, man.
Right.
You know, especially somebody with that kind of rap, man. I mean, basically, you know, he's a pedophile, man. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, underage women, you know, here in the United States, that's illegal. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, you know, you just can't trust. You know, you can't trust men like that, man.
Right. I mean,
I'm sure, you know, these girls that went over there, I'm sure they, you know, they went over there to try to get become stars or whatever.
right.
But, you know, I guess they got blinded by you know, I mean, the guy's a star, man. You know what I'm saying? And he probably just seduced them and blah blah blah, and
Right.
locked them up in the mansion somewhere, and probably. Dude, what if the guy really is starting a cult, man? That's heavy, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think somebody has to look into it. Period. Whether it's true, the allegations are true or not, because the guy, you know, R. Kelly, he has a reputation of being unscrupulous around women, especially younger women. So.
Yeah, well, he pees on them. He urinates on them, doesn't he?
I mean, yeah, that's the story.
He likes to urinate on young girls.
I mean,
Damn.
you have to be
On video.
You have to be sick to do something like that, man.
Look, man, let me tell you something, dog. There's people out there that, you know, they're nasty, bro. There's couples out there that do crazy shit. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that peeing on somebody ain't nothing. I mean, people do that. I don't think that's cool, but you know, people do that kind of stuff. But when you're peeing on a 14-year-old girl, man,
Yeah, it's really
on tape,
bad.
you know what I'm saying? That's something else there, man.
Right.
You know, I don't try to, you know, what you do behind closed doors with your woman, man, you know, your spouse or wife or whatever, that's you, man. You know what I'm saying? But what he did was, it's a crime, man.
Yeah. Yep. So, man, honestly, like both parties at fault. R. Kelly, he got a reputation, so you always gotta look into that. And the parents, they say they heard the stories. So why would you send your daughter over there? Is like fame and money that important?
Yeah, they're just probably trying to get rich too, you know?
Exactly. That's what it is a lot of times.
Just like, I mean, you look at all these Disney kids, man, they like that, bro. Their family don't give a shit about them. Their family throws them in, I mean, you know, those Disney kids, man, they end up screwed up, man. By
Yeah.
the time they become adults, they end up so screwed up, man. And who put them in that position? It was their parents, man. Parents, you know, took them to Hollywood or wherever to meet these you know what I'm talking about. So it's mostly parents, man. The parents are at fault, bro.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know? They don't really. It's like they're more focused on the money and
right,
getting rich than their kids' well-being, man.
right.
It's like a sacrifice, bro.
Yeah, you can only blame the wolves for so long. Hollywood is full of wolves. Like if you taking your kid to the wolves den and throwing them in the den, you know.
And there's countless stories like that, bro. You can YouTube that shit all day. There's there's grown men coming out admitting that they were molested or whatever, man. In Hollywood when they were younger, man.
Yeah, it's rampant, man.
It's a lot of them, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of them. So, this R. Kelly thing is just another one,
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising. It really wouldn't.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, I think police, whoever, they need to look into that. You know.
Oh, yeah, there needs to be some kind of investigation, man.
Right.
hmm and the thing that trips me out the most is how this guy had not 1, 2, or 3 counts of I think it was like rape and shit, right?
No, I don't know the exact. I don't know what it was exactly, but I think it had to do with that. That pedophilia. It's statutory rape. That's what they call it.
Okay.
Like when you're someone older and you mess with somebody under
Right.
18.
Right. Okay. But that was a lot, man, that he had right. That man should be locked up, bro. That man should be locked up. Because if me or you or somebody, some other average Joe did some shit like that, we'd be rotting in a jail cell.
You'd probably be in the graveyard, man, because they don't play that in prison,
Oh yeah, man, no doubt.
which is good,
Of course, man. Those guys need to get dealt with, man.
Okay, they got this other story. It says R. Kelly's alleged captive Jocelyn Savage speaks out. I'm no hostage.
Oh.
So, I'm guessing then what happened is like, R. Kelly, he's probably really persuasive. So, he has that the young girl pretty much under mind control, but the family is worried because the girl probably isn't calling them and staying in contact with them.
So what's the story say that one of them came out saying that she's not a hostage?
We spoke to Jocelyn Savage, a 21-year-old whose father, mother, and sister held a news conference Monday to accuse Kelly of essentially making Jocelyn and other women his sex slaves, but she claimed she's exactly where she wants to be. Oh, she said she's cut off all communication with him. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I kind of figured. But that's why I say, just look into it just in case. But if like
But man, what's that syndrome called when you fall in love with your captive? And
Stockholm syndrome.
Hey, you never know, man.
Right.
That happens.
Exactly. Like
They're probably just brainwashed, bro.
Yeah, you got to look into it. But
Well, that's what coats do, right?
Right. Man, I'm thinking like R. Kelly was like, your family's over there kind of hating. We got something special, So cut off, cut off contact with them.
Dang.
Because that's what a lot of these predators do. They try to isolate their victims.
Separate them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I wouldn't put it past him, man. I mean, everybody knows the history.
Yeah, he has a history of this kind of stuff. So what I'm saying, this just needs to be looked into. It might not be anything. It might just be a young woman who just decides she doesn't want to talk back with her family because for whatever reason, maybe they're telling her you need to come back. We're concerned about your safety, but she really is focused on making it in the music industry no matter what.
Yeah, that could be it, man. That could be it.
Yeah, man. But what I think is, it just got to be looked into, man.
Yeah, man. These Hollywood cats, man. This ain't nothing new, man.
Yeah, it's a dirty industry.
Oh yeah. Those guys are screwed up, man. Mentally, bro. They're on something else, man.
You ain't lying. But yeah, man, hit us up in the comment section. Tell us what y'all think.
Alright, y'all take it easy now.
Peace.